to the zero ride. Chris Myers just hopping behind the wheel of this machine that was vacated by Justin Henderson here after Speedway. So Chris Myers making a New York appearance here this evening, the 80 of Gustin again, and the 27 again. Longtime campaigner down in central Pennsylvania, and that is Lance DeWeese. So getting ready to roll here with our third and final hot lap session against Buckeye Bullet. And the number 10 machine, that is Dave Blaney. That is a car of his own creation. Here's 90. Set of hot laps coming into the evening as your Eastern Region's point leader. He is a 7-point edge over Dale Blaney. Next out onto the Speedway, he drives out of Hartford, Ohio. The heavy duty adventure services Blues.com. Dave Blaney. Dave Blaney in car number 10 out there on the Speedway. Knoxville National Career. This evening is a car of his own creation. He is a two-time feature at the Fort Worth Speedway, as well as at the Hagerstown Speedway just a few weeks ago. 5:31:15. 5:31. That is along the backstretch of the work. The time to get into the possibility of making the dash is a 15:41.4. 15:286. That is good enough for fifth quick for Dave Blaney. So Dave Blaney, fifth quick down at a 15:286. Quick time still belongs to Dale Blaney at a 14:632. Danny Holker, second quick at a 14:716. Taking his way out onto the racetrack. Columbus, Indiana, the Chevrolet Performance Bass Pro Shop. Hoosiers Tires, Mobile One, car number 14. Tony Stewart, former three-time Sprint Cup Series champion out there on the raceway. Down the back straightaway into turns number 3 and 4 again. 14:632. The time to beat here. 1 for Tony Stewart to 16. 1:03:16. 1:03. That is 16.6 for Tony Stewart. Along the back stretch goes Stewart into 3 and 4. Really setting a slow pace there into the corner. Stop the clock at a 16. They'll get to that top line off of corner number 4. off. Qualifying event number 1 bumpers bike here. Speed shot to 33 of Stewart, freezing the lid. Second, Ohio, they work off.
Edge there, you know, like we're in 10th, so we're right on the verge of making it or not making it. We need to run a little better. If we could get another win, we'd be in a really good spot just to kind of secure our way in there. But yeah, you definitely need to make the chase. That's what it's all about in the Sprint Cup Series right now. So hopefully we can figure it out, make the chase, and put together 10 really good races at the end of the season.
Now you're. I might want to go back and forth. Okay, thanks. Well, it looks like we use one microphone here, but Casey. You are heavily involved in short track racing. You put sprint cars out there all the time with the World of Outlaws. Why do you do that, and how do you pick the guys who drive for you?
Well, that's how I learned how to race. I grew up around sprint car racing. My dad worked on the cars, and so that's all I really ever wanted to do is race sprint cars. Once things kind of changed, I wanted to have those teams, and we've been able to have some really good drivers over the years, some really good mechanics, and it's been a lot of fun. We've won some great races. This weekend, Brad Sweet won the King's Royal for us, which was to me, like the second biggest sprint car race there is. So it's a pretty big accomplishment for him and his team, and it's exciting to be part of that. So I just have always, really had a passion for sprint car racing, and we have some great drivers and mechanics and things. It's been a lot of fun to keep up with them and try to give them the best stuff they can have.
On the Sprint Cup Tour right now, every time I pick up a paper, I got to read about a driver fighting with a driver or arguing with a driver. Is it because there's more media around watching you guys all the time, or is it getting a little more intense out there?
No, I think it's more than anything, I'd say it's just the competition. Everybody's so close in speed right now. Every track we go to, you're within a tenth of everyone. So it makes the racing tight. It makes it difficult to pass at times. You have certain opportunities on restarts and things to really try to take advantage of other cars, or you'll get taken advantage. So it's you have those spots and you run into each other and people get mad. It's just kind of how racing goes. But I don't think it's any different than the past, other than I'd say the competition's as strong as it's ever been, as close as it's ever been.
Pressure on you, pressure on the team, you get pressure from the outside. What's it like being a Sprint Cup driver? I mean, you no longer can go out in the street and walk around and just be Casey Kane. Every place you go, you got somebody demanding your time.
Well, at the racetracks, it's kind of that way. So it's you have really good sponsors and people that you need to take care of and do the right things with, and and ultimately win. That's what it's all about, is to perform and run really well, try to win races, make the chase, win a championship. So that's what it's all about.
Going back to your childhood, did Casey Kane ever think you'd be where you are today, and what got you here?
No, I really didn't. I watched NASCAR, I watched IndyCar, I watched tons of sprint car racing, and really just wanted to race sprint cars. That was kind of my dream, was to race on dirt, make a living racing, and I was able to do that for a while, and then got some other opportunities. But I've always just wanted to race. Didn't matter what it was. I wanted to race cars and try to do a good job at it. And I'm in a great position right now with Hendrick Motorsports and driving the 5 car. So it's been pretty neat. It's been a great opportunity, and I've had a lot of fun racing over the years. But yeah, it's a little different than what I would have ever expected, for sure.
How about those TV commercials? My wife, every time I say Casey Kane, she goes, "Ooh, Casey Kane." Did you ever? What's that like for you?
They were kind of. It was different at first doing some of those, and this was something I'd never even thought about doing, didn't know what to do. So it took a little bit of time, but I kind of got to where I enjoyed doing some of them. Some of the spots have been funny. I think those are the only good NASCAR commercials, are the ones that are funny and you can basically laugh at yourself for doing something in those commercials. And I think Tony actually has a pretty good one right now. So it's I think he does a splits or something like that. But yeah, I think if you can kind of enjoy the commercials, laugh at yourself, make the sponsors happy, things like that, it works out fun.
Okay.
Yeah, talk a little louder.
Okay, talk a little louder, they tell me. Of all people. Sprint car teams. Tony's got some good teams out there. You got good teams out there. When you're not at the racetrack, do you keep an eye on them? Is there a friendly rivalry between you two guys?
I think really myself and Tony, we both just have. Tony, he had the teams before I did. Then not long after that, we got some of our teams, and I think we've just really enjoyed that over the years. We definitely know how each other's cars are doing and know when they're racing together and things like that. But it's I think he enjoys that I'm part of it. I enjoy that he's part of it, and we like watching what our guys do. So it's been pretty fun over the years to be able to go to Sunday morning at the NASCAR track, talk about how the guys did last night and how they finished and who won. And he's got Donnie Schatz, so he wins a lot of races, and we have Darren Pittman and Cody Dare, so we get some wins as well. So it's pretty neat. It's been really fun to have those teams over the years.
Well, Casey, thank you for joining us tonight.
Yeah.
Anything else we should talk about that we haven't covered? I did want to talk about one thing.
Okay.
You have the Casey Kane Foundation.
Yeah.
And you help out a lot of things, a lot of organizations, a lot of kids. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, we have the Casey Kane Foundations for chronically ill children, underprivileged children and their families, and we've been able to do some pretty neat things over the years, raise some good money, take kids to whether it's a basketball game or concerts, races, different things like that, and put smiles on their faces and kind of enjoy some of that time with them. So it's been enjoyable. It's been pretty neat to be part of that. And at the end of the day, it's the fans, the other drivers and owners, people in the sport have always supported those things so well that it makes it all worthwhile. And it's great to see kids smiling and enjoying themselves.
Yeah, I got a young announcer next to me. He's 2 years out of college, and he really wants to ask you a couple questions, so we're going to let him slide in.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Casey. Bill pretty much covered the Cup side. I got a couple questions, non-Cup related. One of those being, he calls me a sidekick all the time, it's great. Non-Cup related, your best non-Cup moment, be it sprint cars, you name it. What if you had to pick one moment that was non-Cup related to be your moment, what would it be?
And I'd say it's definitely in racing. That's tough. I think winning the Belleville Midget Nationals the second time was probably one of the better races I ever raced, and just felt really good about that. I think we came from like 6th and had to pass some good cars, and it was the race. It was right on the fence at Belleville, which is a really fast track. So I've always really thought about that one. It's Eldora won an all-star race there one night, and the 4 Crown the next night, and that was those are pretty big nights for me too. So I don't know, just thinking back about races that were difficult to win, but I really enjoyed and felt like we put on had fun doing it those nights.
And travel schedule obviously tough in the Sprint Cup Series. This question would be for you and Tony. What do you guys do off the track just to stay calm, cool, and collected, and just have some fun? Because between all the races you guys do and all the travel you do, what do you do off the track that you guys enjoy to do other than racing?
That's tough. I think we both, do a lot of racing. We're a big part of racing. I know I pay a lot of attention to my sprint car teams and kind of what they're doing. This week, I don't know what I'm doing this weekend. Just find something to do. I'm kind of just staying in North Carolina, so it'll be a kind of a laid-back weekend. But I don't do a lot. I do a lot with racing. In the wintertime, I like to go in the mountains, whether it's snowboarding or snowmobiling, things like that. I think those are kind of things I look forward to after the season's over.
All right, cool. Well, thank you very much, Casey, for joining us. Now we'll slide over and talk to Tony.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Casey Kane. Tony Stewart alongside Tony. You're racing tonight. Casey's just taking the easy meeting and greeting and drinking and eating, so that's not a bad deal at all. But you had a hell of a week, haven't you?
Yeah, I should have started drinking yesterday, obviously. Skipped last night, but now I didn't answer your question. You said, what do we do off the track? I come to New York and race some more, so that's what I do on my off week. So,
Tony, you're a former Indy champion. You've won the Cup. But again, last year, last weekend, you won the World of Outlaws race, and you had the biggest smile on your face I've ever seen a driver have. What did that mean to you, and why was that so big?
Well, I want to be able to win the King's Royal like Brad did, and you want to see a smile, that's a smile. So, but winning, you win an outlaw race or a sprint car race anywhere, it's big, because sprint car racing all across the country is really healthy, and each region has their great drivers in it. So, to go race with the World of Outlaws, and Oshwegan's where we won our first race, and to be able to back it up last year, that's something we're pretty proud of, to be able to race with that caliber of guys and be able to just run with them. And if you can run in the top 10 in an outlaw race, you're having a good night. But to win 2 years in a row at a track's pretty cool.
You basically saved Eldora Speedway. Why the love for that track?
I didn't save it. I just took what Earl and Bernice Baltus had built and just carried it on. I mean, it wasn't in trouble, but we had a great foundation to work with. Earl's done so much for dirt track racing, and the Mopar Million, the historic big one. I mean, Earl always had big dreams and big visions, and even today when we do stuff, we keep Earl in mind, and we always, when we're making a decision, say, is this something Earl would approve of or think of? So that's a pretty good formula and a mindset to follow, and it's just been fun. Casey and I both love dirt track racing, and with our World of Outlaw teams and the tracks that we own. Casey's a promoter, and we're a track owner, and we're both really passionate about what we do, and we've never forgot where we both came from.
Now, you support both World of Outlaws and USAC. You've got wingless and wing teams, and you keep these guys on the racetrack and keep them in business just because of true love for the sport.
And insanity on some days. It's just what we're passionate about. I mean, there's guys that are, everybody's kind of into something different, and I've just always been into open wheel racing, and I love stock car racing. I love what I do there. Obviously, being a team owner there, if you don't love it, you better not be doing it. But I've never wanted to lose those ties to the dirt track side, and USAC was really important to me growing up, and when we started our first World Outlaw team in 2001, that was kind of a realm that we hadn't really been involved in, and since we started that first team in 2001, we've just kept it going, and now I've had the chance to come back and run a wing car that I never got a chance to do when I was running in USAC. So it's nice for me to I'm getting my second win, so to speak, and getting to come back and hit it the second time around.
As far as Sprint Cup racing, you're getting close to the chase, even though the season has not probably been what you hoped it would be, right?
It's been a living, breathing nightmare so far this year. It just seems like everything that can go wrong has gone wrong. We just have not been able to figure out the new car, and we're still working at it. We still got 7 more weeks till the chase starts, so we're working away at it, and feel like we're gaining on it. We're just not exactly where we want to be yet. So we'll just keep fighting it and try to make it better each week.
You're probably one of the few people who have won the Indy 500 and the Sprint Cup title. How do you weigh one versus the other? Which is bigger?
I don't know. The IRL championship was pretty cool, but a Cup championship, especially in 2011, to win it as an owner and a driver, and see guys on the team that had been with Haas Racing since it started, to see those guys finally have some success and not only get to victory lane but win a championship, that was pretty cool. So I would have to say the Cup championship. The IRL now is probably the most competitive it's ever been, but it was still kind of in its growing stages when I won the championship there, so I'm going to have to pick the Cup championship.
Any chance ever hopping back one of those cars?
I doubt it. I mean, my heart wants to go back and run Indy every month of May, but it's it's so much. There's so much work running 3 Cup teams and Eldora Speedway and Macon, Illinois, Paducah, Kentucky, the other 2 tracks that we're part owner in, and the 2 outlaw teams and USAC programs. It's just too much to do. It's enough to try to keep going what we got going.
Talk to Casey about his philanthropy and about helping out people. You've spent millions of dollars helping people. Could you talk a little bit about your foundation?
Yeah, we've had our Tony Stewart Foundation since 2005, and it got 3 categories we basically support, which is children's charities, animal charities, and injured drivers. So it's 3 categories of charities that we're real passionate about, and it's something that I'm pretty proud of. All the NASCAR drivers, they all have their foundations and their charities they support, and I think we all in that sport really believe in giving back.
Okay. Last night, I guess you have to imagine a lot of people here were there last night at Canandaigua. Can you tell us a little bit about it? What it was like? What the heck happened?
I single-handedly almost caused the biggest wreck in sprint car history last night. but I think we crashed, 16 or 18 cars last night in one wreck. So I was telling Casey when he walked up, I think every car that hit me after the first one hit me harder than the one before it. But it seemed like a good idea to go 3 wide in the middle on the restart, and then didn't seem like such a good idea when that hole started closing up. But there were a lot of good race cars that got tore up last night. So glad everybody's all right.
How hard is it for you just to step into a race car at a strange track? I mean, what's the adjustment?
I've been running a lot of sprint car races. I've actually got 70 of these that are scheduled for the year. We've had some rainouts, obviously, and a couple that we've had to miss. But I'm as comfortable in a sprint car now as I am in a sprint cup car, and I'm still not racing as many nights as guys that run the World of Outlaws and such. But it's something I'm pretty used to. It just seems like getting in a race car and getting in a street car. You just kind of make the adjustment and you get used to it. And for me, going back and forth, there's a lot of nights that we'll be at a cup track during the day, but in the evening we'll be running a sprint car race and then back to the cup track for the next day. So we're getting pretty used to bouncing back and forth.
Okay, we're gonna let the kid ask a couple questions, okay?
The rookie here?
After 5 years of working here, I'm still the rookie.
Yeah.
I posed a question to Casey. I'll pose it to you now. A lot of people talk about cup racing. You've done a lot of non-cup racing. You talked about the IRL. Your best non-cup racing moment, if you had to pin one down, what would it be?
Probably when I qualified the first time at Indianapolis and broke the track record. Carnegie was still the announcer there, and I remember that's the longest 10 miles you ever run in your life. But when I got to listen to the replay of it, it was more nerve-wracking watching the replay, knowing what was going to happen, but listening to Dale Carnegie, announce the run versus anything. So that was a pretty cool moment, since that was my childhood dream to qualify at Indianapolis.
Came true, so that's definitely awesome. Another question. Last night you said you liked driving slicker tracks a little better. Now, this track has got a history of it being slick. A lot of PA and Ohio tracks, very tacky tracks. Up here in New York, not very tacky, a lot slick. So you like the slicker racetracks?
This one's a little bit extreme on the slick side, but this is a fun shaped track. This is, I got to come here, I guess about 2 or 3 years ago for an outlaw race, and it rained a little bit, and it was really, really sticky. But that's what makes tracks like this fun when you come to New York. Typically when you come to New York, the tracks are a lot slicker, and there's a lot of guys that can hold it wide open and run around the track wide open. But when you got to lift down the gas, it makes it a lot harder, and makes the racing a lot better, I think. So it makes tracks like this a lot more fun, because everybody's got to move around and use their feet a lot more.
So sometimes you got to go slow to be fast.
There's a lot of times you got to slow down to go fast. So it's definitely a lesson in discipline, that you got to make yourself be patient and slow down.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us tonight.
All right, man.
We'll let you get back to wheeling that sprint car.
All right, guys. Thanks for coming out. We appreciate you guys having us.
Ladies and gentlemen, Casey Kane and Tony Stewart coming to Fulton. Thank you very much, gentlemen.
In return, we ask that you stand, make some noise, and show your support for the driver's efforts thus far. Ladies and gentlemen, they exit turn number 4 of the University of Northwestern
gentlemen, he's climbing out of the car. Let's give him a nice round of applause. Your A-main winner, Lance DeWeese. Lance, all smiles here tonight at the Fulton Speedway. Man, it's got to feel good to be back in victory lane with this 27.
It sure does. It's been a rough year for us. We struggled with these tires. You know, we had the Goodyear's kind of pretty decent figured out. These tires are throwing us for a loop, but we're getting it little by little. And you know, my owner, Mike Hefner, I can't say enough about him. You know, everybody had us written off out of this ride, but you know, there was never no issues. He just wants to win. That's what we're here to do. And he's in California right now, so Mike, this one's for you. Hey, they got a trophy too. He told me that's all he cares about is the trophies.
Take me through that race. You know, a couple of times Schaefer kind of showed you that line way up there on the outside. You've been kind of searching around, but once you found that top side, that was it.
Well, you know, sometimes being second's better, and I was very fortunate to beat him off this corner here and get back in front of him. If I didn't, he might win the race there. But we could run the bottom, but it was just, you had to stop the car so bad down there. And I didn't realize Tim was second. You know, I thought maybe Dale was still second, so you know, he kind of likes to run the bottom. So we kind of were down there blocking that lane. Once I seen Tim hit on the outside of me, once I moved up there, got up high enough, it wasn't bad up there. And we just tried to set sail and don't get held up by any lap cars, and we were fortunate enough to make it here.
You mentioned those lap cars. Last couple of laps, you got to make some moves to get on through those guys.
Yeah, but you just can't hesitate. You have to go through them. And you know, I've been doing this a long time, and you know, you just time everything right and try to time it, and just don't make your move too soon so you don't mess yourself up. And I felt pretty good there with 2 to go that we were going to be all right. I didn't know how far ahead we were, but you know, hey, my mechanic, it's just me and him today and tomorrow. And you know, we had one guy helping us last night. Laramie was late night, so it's a hot day. This one's for him. He works his butt off for me now for 4 years. I wouldn't hire nobody else.
All right, Lance, let's give him a hand, race fans. Lance, we got another job for you. The ladies want you to draw the 50-50. So all right, 2 tickets. What's the first one for? Oh wait, for the money. How much is it? Red ticket. And second prize is for the yellow. What is it? 1905, red ticket. 028199. 028199. And what's second prize for?
1900.
Rolling Wheels World of Outlaw tickets, 439212, yellow ticket, 439212. Just bring it right down to the ladies down here at the bottom of the steps. We'll go back here and grab a word now with second place finisher, Stuart Friesen. Stuart, I'll tell you what, man, you drove the wheels off of this thing tonight. Congratulations, job well done.
Yeah, thanks so much. I would all the Doug Emery and Barb for allowing me the opportunity to drive this thing. It was a dream come true today, just to feel the power of a 410. That was unreal. And then racing with guys like Shafe and both Blaney's is pretty damn cool. It's an experience, I'll tell you what.
Take me through those last few laps. You know, you were a guy racing 3 wide there in traffic. You had Blaney on one side, you got Schaefer on the other, Holtgraver there. You guys were all over the place. You made that one move that got you that second place.
Yeah, the last 5 or 6 laps we got up there, and then it started to go away a little bit, and we got to lap traffic, and we were able to pick a clean line, keep the wing in some clean air, and zip through the middle and just keep them at bay for a little while longer. So definitely a lot of fun, and I can't wait to go have fun tomorrow night, honestly.
Race fans, give him a hand. Second place finisher here tonight, driver the 33, Stuart Friesen. Well, you're making me walk, Tim. I know I need the exercise, but hey, third place finisher here tonight, Tim Schaefer. I know, Tim, you came in here wanting the win, but another solid podium finish here.
Oh, definitely. The CH Motorsports team's going great this year. You know, it's kind of been banging on the door, can't get it open. Been a lot of opportunities, can't take advantage of it, but you know, we'll keep working at it. We'll figure it out.
You mentioned banging on things. You almost banged off that ball off of turn 2 about 5 times there on your way up to the front.
Yeah, it was close, but it's kind of where I had to be. You know, and that's where I went. And you know, you got to keep working at it, get better and better.
Who would you like to thank tonight?
Let's see, Motorsports, Dan and Aaron Ball, and PRP Shocks, Vince, and J&J Chassis, and Kissler Etching, Charlie Garrett. They all doing a great job. I wish we could get some wins.
Give me a hand, ladies and gentlemen. Third place finisher here tonight, driver the 83, Tim Schaefer.